Good day, grade 9. Today is MAPEH Physical Education in third quarter, week 3. My name is Ronaldo B. Malimban. And today's lesson, we talk about the rules and the conduct in team sports. In team sports and other games are great activities to enjoy and have fun with our friends. There's always excitement and watching some sports, but being an athlete gives you more challenges to give your best to win the game. So as an athlete and a member of playing team, there are some rules of conduct that you need to observe in order to enjoy the game. Before the game, report to the playing area on time and register officially. Second, have some warm-up exercise to stretch your muscles and preparation for the game. Third, meet your team members and listen to some pointers from your sports officials. And fourth, be in proper sports attire and have all necessary things you need in your sports bag. Example, towel, bottled water, extra clothes. So during the game, there are three you have to notify. One is always listen to your coach for some important pointers regarding your role in the game. Second, be alert and work with your team by taking care and reacting fast. And avoid rough play and respect your opponent. After the game, learn to be humble winner and good loser. Remember, winning friends is like winning the game. Second, do not make unnecessary remarks or gesture that will be intimidated or offend your opponent. Third, stay with your team until your coach gives you the signal to go home. Fourth, clean up the area before you leave and do not leave your rubbish or make markings on the area. Now, who are among officiating baseball and softball? The one is the umpire. So the umpire should be assert his authority but must be the least no 3 persons in that field. One is treat every play, including the insignificant as possible, and do not allow personalities affect your decision. Third, always carry a rule book to save discussion. Fourth, control the game. And the fifth one is watch everything that happens in the field. Now, in the making calls, an umpire makes an average of 300 calls per 9 winning games. So, remember, in making your calls, the closer the player, the more emphasis your call should be. One is get into the position. Why? Because once you are on the top of the play, keep the head steady and only one eye need to move. And second, doing your pulls. For safe pulls, put both hands in front of your body at the shoulder height. Curveballs are called by pointing to the inside on the field. Now, in the scorer performs his duties seated to the score table or opposite side and facing the first referee. Number 1, he records the timeouts and substitutions granted to each team and notifies the referee. Second, he cooperates with the second referee and controlling legal interactions, the registration, the score sheets, and reports to the first referee, coaches, and public. and he signals for the referees the error in the team's lines up or in the team's service during the game interruptions. Now, what are some responsibilities of the scorer? So before the match, record the data for the match and teams according to the authorized procedures and secures the signatures of the captains and coaches. 2. Receive the lineup sheets to record the starting lineup of each team. If he fails to receive the lineup sheets on time, he immediately notifies the second referee. So before the first service, the lineups are very secret to everyone except the two referees and the scorer. So during the match, records the points scored by each team and ensures that the scoreboard indicates the right score. Second, records substitutions of players and timeouts and controls their numbers. Third, controls the serving order of each team. Fourth, notifies the second referee of the number of timeouts and substitutions recorded for each team. Fifth, notifies the referees of an error in the rotations order of players or of a request of interruption that is out of order. And the sixth one is announces to the referees the change of courts at the end of each set. Now, at the end of the match, we have to record the final game result. Get signatures of referee and those of team captains in case of an individual claim. The scorer writes or allows the writing on the score sheets of the captain's personal statement in connection with the facts protested during the course of the game, especially the linements. So the linements are responsible for signaling the holes assigned to them. Now, what are some rules of scorer rules instruction by officials? So there are 3 officials control the game of soccer: the referee and 2 linesmen. The referee starts and ends a game and make sure that rules are obeyed during the play. The referee decisions is final. So linemen help the referee and run up, down for the lines, especially in soccer. So in soccer is a game that's a play with 2 teams, and each team must have 11 players including 1 goalkeeper. Rules in soccer are: a player must not strike or attempt to strike opponent with the leg, jumping at an opponent player, attack a first opponent in dangerous way, attack an opponent in the back, behind his back when he does not mind, and other. So these are some basic rules of soccer. So each game begins with a kick up at the center of the field. After the goal is scored, play resumes with a kick off on the center of the field. After the ball crosses a sideline or end line, play resumes with either a throw-in or a corner kick or a goal kick. Now, what are some main laws of the game? So there are some laws of the game are the field of play, the ball, the number of players, the players' equipment, and the referee, the assistant referees, duration of the match, the starts and restarts of match, ball in and out of play, and the method of scoring. So we have to give the referee gives an indirect of these rules. Under this is the offside, fouls and misconduct, free kicks, the penalty kick, the throw-in, the goal kick, the corner kick. So this is a very hyper referee gives from indirect free kick for dangerous play, obstruction, charging opponent with the ball is not within playing distance, or offense against the goalkeeper. So a goalkeeper takes more than 3 or 4 steps while holding the ball, bouncing and throwing it in the air and catch it again. An indirect free kick is also awarded when a player is caught offside. So the referee can send off a player who is guilty violent conduct or perform foul play or use poor foul language. So keep breaking the rules after he has been given a caution. Now, what are some soccer rules and regulation in penalties? So football rules are made to protect the players. We have 4 officials are responsible for the conduct of football game. The chief official is the referee. When a team is member of team disobey these rules, the one official places a marker on the ground at the part of violations and makes hand signals to show the violations. So a penalty results list of yardage, the distance depending on the rule that is broken. Therefore, officials are usually responsible for the conduct of the whole game. Now, in the football rules, always play fairly, obey the referee, stick to the rules of the game, say sorry if you make mistake, always be a good sport, learn the skills to play well, and stop when the whistle blows. And these are some 4 officials. We have the referee, is the chief officials and stays behind the offensive team. The umpire is responsible of checking the player equipment and positions. He stays behind defensive team. The linesman is one of the end of scrimmage and mark the numbers of down and ball position after each play. And the field judge is the opponent's side of the linesmen who keep track of the playing time. So these are a team touchdown with the legally carries the ball and complete run over the opponent goals, line of recover, fumble, free ball, and the same end zone. In the touchdown is worth 6 points and provide extra play to try for an additional point after touchdown. So this play is called conversions. And this is the position of players in football. Now let's move on from the basketball rules, instruction in violations. So basketball is the most popular game in the school as well as in the almost all communities. The small open space in the neighborhood can become court for the teenagers as well as adults who play their favorite sports. 2 official referees on the court take charge of the game and also timekeeper and scorer. A referee starts the game with a jump ball, with throwing the ball in the air between 1 player for each team. So a game past 40 minutes in actual playing time with 2 half 20 minutes each and interval of 10 minutes. A team gaining positions of ball must take shot goal with 30 seconds. So rough play not allowed in basketball. A player who pushes, charges, pulls, or blocks opponent guilty or personal fouls, the foul player in the act of shooting is awarded with 2 to 3 throws. Technical fouls, deliberate offenses such as delaying the game and other unfair action. The other team is awarded with 2 free throws. Any player guilty of 5 fouls, personal or technical, must leave the court and take no further part in the game. And again, a coach technical foul is one committed by the coach or teacher or substitute such as entering the court without permission. So the penalty is 1 or 3 throw to side the position of the ball to follow. So the violation is if a player runs with the ball, striking the ball with foot or fist, taking more than 5 seconds to put the ball into play, and a player who puts in the ball out of the band. So among the officiating basketball games. In the official, their assistants, the officials shall be two referees, lead referee, racks referee, a keeper, and the scorer officials should arrive in advance of the game time. Referees must be through physical mental preparation before each game. So they officiate and they should be wear uniforms different from uniforms of the competing team. So the duties of power of referee is inspect the approved and equipment, including all the signals used by officials and their assistants. Designate the official timepiece and recognize as operator. Toss the ball and center start the game and have the power of forfeit a game with conditions warrant. Decide matters with the timekeeper and scorer disagree. Carefully examine to score sheets and approve the score and to make decisions any point especially covered in the rules. So the duties of this scorer is keep the chronological running summary of the points scored. And also the scorer shall keep the record of the names, number of players who are start the game, all substitutes who are enter the game. So he or she keep the record of the names and numbers of players who are to start the game of all substitutes who are enter the game. Notify the narrator or official when there is an instructions of rules pertaining submissions of lineup, substitutes or number of players. So the duty also the timekeeper is the notes with have to start and shall notify the referee more than 3 minutes before this time so that he may notify the teams or post them to be notified at least 3 minutes before the half to start and signals the score 2 minutes before starting the time and keep record of playing time in time stoppage, start and time out watch, direct the score signals referee when it's time to resume the play and indicates expiration of playing time in each half of extra period. Let's move on for the last lesson, the rules of the volleyball sanctions for misconduct. In the volleyball is the past game require every player to observe proper conduct during the game. One is unsportsmanlike conduct include participants delaying the game, coaches the team when it is forbidden, shouts, intimidated opponents or argues with the player, referee or spectators, or rude conduct or participants include acting contrary to good manners or principles whose action is expression of the contempt towards the referee, opponents or spectators. And then offensive conduct include the aggressive attempts of personal honor, insulting words and gestures of referee, an opponent or spectator. And aggression, physical attack or uninitiated aggressions against the referee, an opponent or spectators made. So the sanction of misconduct is depending of degree of misconduct during the judgment of the first referee. The action to be applied are what? We have the warning, penalty, expulsions or disqualifications. In warning for unsportsmanlike conduct, the players or the team avoid unsportsmanlike conduct for remainder or opposite. In the penalty for rude behavior, it must be registered on the score sheets and the service will be given to the opponent's team or will gain a point. Expulsion also, offensive conduct, sanction by expulsion. The player is not allowed to play for the remainder of set. Aggressions and sanctions, disqualifications, and the player must leave playing area or remainder of the match. And this is the position in volleyball. That's all for today, our lesson. This is your MAPEH teacher in physical education, Mr. Rinaldo B. Malimban.